Okay, so I'm a little bit chilly, not horrible, which is good. I'm dressing for the overall occasion, which means like it's about 46 degrees right now. It's gonna hit about 50, which is pretty warm for this time of the year. And I know the longer I walk, the warmer I'm gonna get. And me being fickle, I was like, I really don't want to bring like my new jacket thing I have, which keeps me insanely warm, but I know I would end up taking off after like 15 minutes, and then I just have to have that draped over my arm for the rest of the walk. I'm like, nah, I don't want that. Whew, I need a shave. I mean, a shave and a haircut, I'd have to say. Oh boy. For the last 5 days, there's been something weird going on in here when I cut through. Okay, there's a bag, which means there's probably somebody here right around that corner. Mask on. Just a seemingly abandoned, kind of bulky bag. No red flags about that. That thar lump of land with trees all over it, due southeast, that's Mount Talbert. Me and my buddy Nick walked around a little bit on this back in 2017. I might interject a few clips from that in here because I put that on my channel way back in its infancy and pretty much nobody watched it. So it's kind of a forgotten video buried amidst the rest. I've been double dog dared to do a pull-up.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't have it. And... See? Just because we adventure doesn't mean we don't know math.
See? Stick, stupid. Oregon white oaks are home to a multitude of plants, reptiles, birds, and mammals, including snowberry, rubber boas, white-breasted nuthatches, and western gray squirrels, dozens of species of microorganisms, and several species of wasps are specifically adapted to these leaves. Wham bam, right in your clam, spank your grandma, thank you, Uncle Sam.
But we entered on the south side, which is down there, the other side of it. So I'm coming in more from this side. So I should see a lot more that I didn't see that first time around. Now we went in the summer when there was lots of pretty little colorful flowers and all that. It's January when I'm going there, so probably not quite as much as of that. But since I moved over to this end of town, I've wanted to just go back up on there, venture around a bit. So that is the focus exploration site for today's therapy walk. Oh, jeez. My wrist was not made to turn that way. Free shopping cart. Act now. There's been a lot of weirdos that like to sit right under this. It's, oh my god, what is that? Okay, so once I cross over to that side, pretty sure at that traffic light over there, that's 97th. I want to go down 97th to Park Mountain Lane, which is such a perfect name for a little dead end street that I'm gonna go up that gives me access to the park up on the mountain. Aha. So nondescript. 97th Avenue. It just creeps up on you. And you straddle the freeway for a bit. Wish this dumb fence was in the way, but there's a cute little creek down there. Ah, that's the nature I like. I wonder if maybe, because I know that trails come down off of the mount and go that way to Sunnyside Road, so I'm wondering if maybe, I would think, logistically speaking, I would cross that at some point. And, hello. Somebody wanted to get down there by the creek. Had to use ulterior methods. Whoa, Jesus. Somebody, why? Why cause all this damage when you literally just could have hop, skip, and jumped? There's a little path, but I'm guessing that probably leads onto somebody's private property. And I went beyond just looking at Google Maps for a cool little side entrance to the mount, because sometimes that cool little entry isn't actually there. So I've learned the hard way in the past. So I made a point of actually looking up actual imagery of that location. And yes, there is an entry trail to the mount itself. Oh, Park Mountain Road, where are you? Hello? Where the hell is, oh, there it is. Hey, dead end, yeah, for some, not for me. All right, so a little ways up here is an entry. Ah, boy, I gotta be very, very smart about this. Just climbing this is kind of killing me. Maybe this was a half-cocked idea. Ah, there we are. That didn't take long. I apologize. I'm really out of shape, especially after getting a booster a little over a week ago and generally being just out of it. I'm gonna try to control myself, but it's probably gonna be a lot of heavy breathing as hill climbing occurs. Whew. Okay, but here we are. No dogs. But oh, Mount Talbert. Park rules. You are entering a natural area. All plants and animals are protected. For safety, no pets, no fires, no bikes, alcohol, motorized vehicles, weapons, or hunting. I would hope that would be just kind of a no-brainer for all parks in this area. Park opens, so there's not actually scheduled park hours. They just kind of get like 2 minutes longer each day, at least at this time of the year. So essentially they don't want dogs in here, traipsing through all this. So it's really, obviously the dogs come out here, they get excited, they want to run around, but I feel like a lot of this is on pet owners who just let their animals run wild. And there's these, which I love that these are here. I don't think I gave weeds a free ride, but you never know. At the head of the trail, we have something about stowaway seeds. Please.
Yeah, you want the
I want the full presentation.
Basically, stowaway seeds are things that get up on your boots, that they're in your socks. They get real sticky, and then when you take them home and you take them off, then you got weeds at your house, and that sucks. So when you're hiking on the trail and you see these bristle things, looks like a push broom that's like bent in 3 places, you just throw your foot on there real good like this. It gets all those nasty little seeds off, and then you don't have any weeds.
I mean, it makes sense. Stowaways.
Damn stowaways.
So my first dilemma, this far into the park, is to take this trail or take this one. This one's probably easier, and I've never walked it before. I'm actually closer to the entrance of this place than I thought, because the entrance is kind of just on the other side of these trees, but this It's more uphill, but it does take you more into the park, and I feel like this just straddles the side of it. So there's incentive for both, but I'm gonna take the road less traveled, or at least less desired. See a little bit more of the interior of this place. So actually this is, yeah, so I'm right here. And yeah, see, when me and my friend came here, we were here, so real close. So again, I could just go this way. When me and my friend came here, we went up and did this wraparound. So I'd be covering this part again. I'm thinking about going this way. So up through here, turning, except instead of going this way, like me and my friend did, going this way, connecting and doing a wraparound here. Probably coming out here. So still seeing a decent part of the place, not so much of this part, but me and my friend explored that part previously. And I'll be definitely including some of that video in here. If nothing more, to show our shenanigans, but also more of the park. Fading away. I hit a tree from civilization. And whoa, hello. Into nature. So we're on the pretty much the west side of the mount. And again, winter time, so not as much plumage, at least as far as nature's concerned. Ooh, this looks a little treacherous. Oh, never mind. I thought this was like just a hole, or like a, I mean, I'm guessing this is here for water runoff, but I thought this dipped down a lot further. Yeah, you can kind of see where stuff comes down, keeps heading off that way. So this is just some runoff. This trail is rugged. All these big old roots coming up out of the ground. Opens up a little bit. I think we're about to connect to another trail. Finally. Yeah, now that I'm kind of up in the middle of this thing, I'm gonna have a brief stop and chat with you about recent events in my immediate future, which was one of the primary reasons for this therapy walk in the first place. So you see, we've come to a three-way intersection, and I'm gonna be going off this way. Think. Yes. Yeah, I remember coming through here, except I felt there was a little bit more liveliness in here. It could have just been that it was more flowers were in bloom and seeing the light. Oregon white oaks once covered much of the south face of Mount Tabor, which is just off that way. So when indigenous people maintained this landscape. When regular burning ceased, faster growing and taller Douglas firs, makes sense, began to crowd oaks out. In the shade of fir trees, white oaks became stunted or died. These Douglas firs, they think they own the state just because they're the state tree or whatever. So the 2005, we began restoration of Oregon white oak habitat at Mount Talbert. Park managers removed or girdled Douglas firs to release white oaks from the shade of these trees. Girdling, I'm going to find out what it means. Girdling is when a ring of bark is removed from the tree's trunk, cutting off the flow of sap. The tree dies in place where it provides. So they're killing the trees, but leaving much of it, the tree itself, still there because animals live out of there. I mean, I guess that's fair. And of course, just degenerates just have to come out and mess with everything. Oh, a rubber boa. Oh, hello. Anyway, onward we go. Oh yeah, I remember this. I remember walking on this with my friend. Is that a coyote? Or a big bird? Yeah, right in the middle. There's something walking around up there and it looks kind of like a dog. I think that's a coyote. Wish I could zoom in closer. It's some kind of dog. I don't know. It was like right in there. I don't know if it was moving when I was filming. I don't know if I was getting it in the right spot, and I can't zoom my camera any closer than this, but it looked like some kind of dog creature. And someone just passed me, but I don't see anybody up there. I don't even think there might be a trail, but I don't see anybody up there in that area. I don't hear anybody calling their dog. So I'd be more worried about the coyotes if I were you. And I mean, there's coyotes everywhere in Portland. I mean, you see them in the city. They would, logistically be out here. Whatever it was, it kind of saw me and decided to pick a new route to go on. I was thinking about stopping and standing there to do my chat, but now I'm like, I need to keep my eyes open. Get myself a big stick. Be like, back coyote, back you. Actually, looks like the trail does turn. Oh, this is a big tree. Oh, look at this one. That went down. Kind of like this spot. And there's not really anybody else out here. I saw two people come up this trail, so they're probably a ways ahead of me. One person went back that way, and that's been it. All right, everybody. So those of you that follow my channel know that recently I said I was going to be going on a bit of a break, a sabbatical, whatever you want to call it. And the primary overarching motivation for that has been just just a lot of stuff going on. I've been stressed, I've been exhausted. I let myself get way too freaked out about the Omicron. I just really don't want to get COVID because I'm already dealing with body issues all the time. And I got my booster shot about 8 days ago, and that laid me out for like 2 days. And then I found out that a close friend of mine at work actually got COVID and tested positive the day that I went in to get my... So for today, I was like, okay, so did I actually have COVID through all this? Even though it was obvious that the symptoms were happening in sync with the booster, and I realized I was okay. But I was gonna ask for this past week at work off. I was gonna ask for the whole week of off. Week off. And literally, I was like, I need like a mental health week. 16 years I've worked. I've never asked a workplace for that. Despite the stresses that work can bring to you on almost sometimes a day-by-day basis, depending on what's going on out there. So I ended up only asking for 4 days, and I ended up being wiped out for my booster shot that whole time, so that didn't really work out. But just 2022 has just not been a good year so far. Like, not like there's a bunch of horrible things happening in my life. It's just, it's been a very stressful period. I've been stressed at work. Me and my girlfriend had to have kind of a sit down because she was kind of feeling a little bit lost in our relationship. And honestly, for about 10 minutes, I thought she was going to break up with me. It was one of the most frightening feelings I've ever had in my life. But we both realized that our biggest issue has just been stagnation, and not the natural, like, you've been together for a long time and things just gradually get stagnant. It's just been that COVID has made it really difficult to do anything the past 2 years. And beyond that, me and my girlfriend's work hours don't sync up. So a lot of times when she's awake, I'm asleep, and when I'm awake, she's asleep. Or one of us or both of us are at work. So we had to have that sit down, and I haven't felt wiped out just in a general exhausted sense. I've just felt a continuous sense of being overwhelmed in life. And so I knew I needed to take a break from YouTube. Now, when I say I'm taking a break, that is a very open-ended term. I've learned not to make, say, like, exactly a month, exactly 6 weeks. I've learned not to do that stuff because it doesn't work for me. I take a break till I know inside, like, I'm ready to go. I'm eager to go again. I'm excited to go again. Even this is like my first time vlogging outside of the house, like actually going somewhere and vlogging since early November. And of course, a lot of that has been fear of the most recent COVID variant, but it's okay. I got my booster, so I'm good. At least that's what everybody says. So again, this is a very open-ended thing. And when I say I'm taking a break from YouTube, like, I think I pretty much still have enough content to post something at least once a week, so that will continue to happen. You guys probably won't even really realize that I'm gone, aside from the fact that, you know, you probably won't see me answering comments. I probably won't be posting much to other social media outlets, that kind of thing. But more than anything, taking a break from YouTube for me it's not about the uploading. It's not about going out and videoing stuff. It's not about collecting information to produce a certain video. When I say I'm taking a break, more than anything, the focus of that is editing. I love editing. You know, I've made a bunch of films that I've edited. Every YouTube video I've done, I've edited it. And I love doing it, but it is an extremely tedious and stressful venture. I don't know if I get stressed out more than I do when I'm editing. And a lot of it is just, you know, a file getting corrupted. You upload a file, the file disappears, you have to go find it and re-upload it. Sometimes when a project starts getting really long and intensive, the program starts running slower. It starts just, you'll do an edit and then the computer like lags for 10 seconds, and it's just, you feel like so much time is going by. So much time is being wasted of you just sitting there waiting for your computer to catch up with you. And part of that is the fact that my MacBook is as old as it is. But more than that, there's two things that I really need to suck. Well, one thing isn't that big of a deal because it's a simple thing and I've done it before, and that is cleaning up my desktop, which helps it's about trying to make the computer I have for now run faster. And its age is one thing, but more than anything else, I have, and for computer MacBook purists out there, you're probably going to spit when I say this, but I need to update my operating software, which I haven't done in about 4 years. So you're probably saying, why? No wonder your computer's running slow, and I acknowledge that that's why. The reason for that is a lot of little things that I use when I'm editing videos. Once I upgrade to the next operating software, or the next one that they come out with, a lot of those things become obsolete and I can't use them anymore, and all of a sudden I'm stilted in terms of what I can do. Now obviously there's other things I can go out to get to replace those, and I have a fairly updated version of the main software that I use to edit my videos, so that shouldn't be a problem. That shouldn't become obsolete. So it's kind of just a matter of sucking it up and letting those things go and finding replacements for that and upgrading my operating system so that my Mac runs a lot faster and editing becomes more of an easy thing. But beyond making it easier and trying to get the computer to run faster, a lot of it is just me. I get very frustrated. I start yelling at my computer when it drags for too long. And operating or updating stuff is not just going to magically make everything work perfectly. And I know that someday in the near future, I'm going to have to get another MacBook. Or at least a computer to edit onto. But, see, that's another thing is I've actually already been practicing working on it. Again, one of the main reasons I'm taking time off isn't just to get away from YouTube, but it's to work on better self-health practices. And a lot of that comes down to things that I know annoy me and stress me, not letting those bother me as much. And so it's a matter of when I encounter things that I know are going to piss me off, catching it real quick in my head and being like, all right, it is what it is. I've been saying that term so much the past week. It is what it is. So if I am editing and things start working slow, like I know this is what it is. And I know how long it takes to wait, so I do the edit and just sit back and let it go. Ready to go? Okay, next edit. And just getting angry and enraged about most things is not going to help anything. It's not going to make my computer work faster. It is not going to make my problems go away. Sometimes you got to vent. Venting is healthy. But getting really frustrated every time your computer slows down on you is a whole other thing. So my plan is not to be away that long, but again, as long as I need to be away. And not just getting away, but about the things that I know making YouTube videos, the things that exhaust me and really stress me out, how to better adjust those things so that in the future they are going to be a little bit easier to deal with and they're not going to bother me as much, so that I can proceed to make this year better than it has been so far. So a lot of that comes with personal health, assessing the way that you look at things and trying to figure out which ways you want to improve on how you look at things, how you deal with things. I'm constantly self-checking myself. I've been doing that since like 2008, when I started to realize who I was at that time was not remotely who I really was. It was who I just kind of allowed myself to be through ignorance and adolescent youth, what have you. So I'm constantly trying to assess who I am, who I think I am, who I want to be, and how to better be that person. Because at the end, I'm in control of all the actions I take. So the responsibility comes down to me, how I choose to handle things and how I choose to let those things, either internal or external, affect me health-wise. So, you know, with that comes going out and about and walking around more, continuing to do that. The only real exercise I've gotten recently is at work walking around, and that's just not quite the same. Obviously, you know, maintaining a better diet. Like, there's lots of factors that play into it, but the biggest thing I'm focusing on is just better personal mental health. And I'm not, you know, suffering, just to clarify for those who are concerned, I'm not like suffering a horrid depression or anything like that. I'm just stressed, and I'm trying to whittle that away, make life a little easier and a little more fun, and to just reassess, really. So, I mean, this break could last anywhere from 2 weeks to a couple of months, but I do have ideas still for future projects, so don't worry, because something's coming. And that said, let's say we continue walking around. I was planning on climbing up on the top of that because it's thick enough, dense enough to hold me. But the backside, which is the only way I could get up on it, is just lined with poison oak. So it is what it is. The clouds have broke. And the sun come out. Because it was definitely overcast when I was first starting out. So the animal, that again I believe was a coyote, was I think right off in there somewhere. Anyway, the adventure continues, and that was good because I'm kind of, you know, I'm already kind of near the highest point. Like, you can see things elevate a little bit more up here, but as someone who's trying to get back into shape as opposed to someone who's in really good shape, of course, hill climbing is no easy feat. It's probably a good idea to get up a little ways, then pause to do my spiel, and then all this, and then start walking again. Lots of downed parts. Like, I'm sure this obviously just naturally happens over time when you have so much plant life, but I'm wondering how much of this may have happened during that ice storm we had about a year ago, because so many I mean, that was the primary reason everybody's power got knocked out. It wasn't even just ice, it was the branches of trees freezing and stuff, and literally whole branches were just, huge chunks of trees were just falling off and landing on power lines. And that was that. When I say I remember walking through this stretch with my friend, I could be off my rocker, which I usually am. But yeah, I think we're getting back more towards the north end of this mount. I wonder how good the view is on this end. If you can see, like, maybe part of downtown Portland from here. I certainly can't see actually I probably could see my apartment from here. What am I talking about? All right, so get this, because this has been on my mind all week, and I'm talking about missed opportunities in life. I don't beat myself up over it too much because how was I supposed to know? So, this new Scream movie just came out. The next one in this old franchise. So I had no idea about this. But, you know, my job, obviously when a new movie comes out, I see something. So about like near the end of the second week that it's out, I go in, the credits are playing, they're showing people and, you know, the names of the actors that play them. And I see this name come up. And I'm like, where do I recognize that name from? And I'm thinking, nah, I've probably seen this person in another movie, and for some reason the name just sticks out. But it kept nagging at me like, wait a corn-fed minute. And I realized this girl, she plays, if you've seen the movie, I've only seen bits and pieces, but she plays the Mindy character. She's the one that talks about requels and stuff. Her name is Jasmine Brown. She is an actress that originally was from Portland. Or, I don't know if originally, but previously. And she actually answered some of my, back more in like 2012, 2013, 2014 period, she actually answered some of my casting calls for my various movies I was doing. And I have receipts, because I actually, on a whim, I went back and looked up her name in my email, because the email I have now is the primary one I've been using since like 2010. And I'm pretty sure she answered more than one that I did, but I only found one email from her. She was responding to an email for the film I did called The Runner, and she wanted to play Maggie's character. So this actress that's now hitting it big, at least kind of, I mean, she was a pretty significant character. She wasn't just some background person that said 3 words and then was gone. I think by the time she sent me an email, I already had the character filled. And of course, how was I supposed to know she was going to move on to bigger and better things like that? So that's what ended up happening. And so yeah, the Maggie character in the movie could have very possibly been her if she would have answered my ad maybe just a couple days earlier. The actress I got did a perfectly fine job, and I'm very happy with how that film turned out, especially since I was still so early in my filmmaking. But I'm like, oh, those random couple of Portland actors that head south to LA and actually have success. So close. Missed opportunity, and I'm reminded of it every damn time the credits of that movie come on. I've been bugging the shit out of my coworkers all week with that. See that? She almost was in one of my movies. God. It's so pretty up here. I'm not going this way. I just wanted to see some of this. Because this is, I'm pretty sure, the way me and my friend went when we came here. It's so pretty. And there's also people back there that I don't want to get COVID from, so I'm waiting for them to pass. I'm actually going down this trail that goes that way, because I'm pretty sure I haven't gone that way, because I'm pretty sure me and my friend went down this trail and then turned, because I don't remember going down that far on this side. Yeah. So I'm here, so I'm almost kind of in the middle. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure my friend and me got here, went up this way. We may have gone this way, but I swear we walked further than that. So I'm going to keep going this way. And it's going to bring me out way at this end, so there's still a lot more exploration at hand. But my memory is not recognizing that we went this far to this end. Because, like, we're way up on the kind of more north end of the mount. I don't remember being this far over. I could be absolutely nuts. It's gorgeous, and there's a crisp air, but I've been walking long enough that I'm not, like, feeling chilled, but it's also keeping me from getting really sweaty. Oh boy, I hope this doesn't go down too far. You go down too far, you end up having to climb back up again. But yeah, and it's not too tall to begin with. Like, I really didn't have to beat myself up too much climbing up this thing. Snapped like a twig. Literally. I'm really close to the hospital, so periodic sirens like that are probably going to be a normal occurrence. Oh man, I gotta be careful. This ground is a little bit slipperier than I was hoping for. Ooh, what the heck is this now? Is this a makeshift bridge? Oh god, I'm gonna die. If I speed up too much, I'm in danger. If I slow down too much, I'm in danger. Oh man, we are really going down, down, down. Burning ring of fire. Okay, good. Okay, the ground's kind of leveling off again. That was a little dicey for a second there. I didn't love that. Now that's some beauty right there. You can't pay for that. Then again, why would you? It's free to get in here. But, I mean, you know, not free to maintain. Even though I think, you know, for the most part, nature kind of takes care of itself in a lot of respects. Sure took care of itself pretty well long before us humans came along. Alright, starting to get a view of the city. Oh, and there's Clackamas Town Center off in the distance. And I think that might be a big mountain in the distance. That might be Council Crest. I only said that because it's got a tower on it, granted. No, because I think Council Crest is a little... Yeah, I was thinking maybe that's Council Crest right there, but Council Crest might be more over here. I don't know. Let's see if there's a... No, I don't think so. But yeah, there's kind of the south edge of the mall, which means my home is kind of more off this way. But it's, I mean, that's a view. There's some houses here. There's a house down there. There's a house there. So yeah, we are straddling the edge.